Hey there, friends of St. Paul's. Today is Wednesday, June 10th, and this morning I want to spend some time with you with a very familiar story. This morning's story comes to us from Matthew chapter 14. In the story today, Jesus and his friends, the disciples, are walking around and ministering with people, and Jesus tries to move away, and people continue to come close to him, asking for healing. And Jesus has compassion on the crowd that's before him. Many people are there, and he cures their sick and heals them. But as the day wears on and the hour grows late, when evening falls, the disciples come to Jesus and say, "Jesus, this is a deserted place. We're not near town anymore. Send these people home. It's too late, and we don't have food to feed them." And Jesus says, "Well, let's not send them away. Let's just feed them dinner." And Jesus' disciples say, "How will we do that? We only have 5 fish and 2 loaves of bread. That's not enough for them. That's not even enough for us." And Jesus tells his friends, "Bring what you have to me," and ask everyone to sit down on the grass. Now there were about 5,000 men, not counting their families, their daughters, their sons, their mothers, their wives. There were so many people there, maybe 10,000. And after Jesus asked for the food to come to him, he distributed it among the people. And all ate and were filled, and there were 12 baskets left over. Now, after this happened, the crowds continued to follow Jesus, but he withdrew from them and went away to a quiet place to pray. This story is immediately followed by the calming of the storm, when Jesus walks out onto stormy waters, brings calm, and continues on with his disciples in his ministry. But I want to pay attention to this short half verse in between the feeding and the calming, when Jesus takes a break, when he goes up on the mountain to pray. In these days of so much upheaval, perhaps it feels to you like you're caught between feeding 5,000 people and standing in the eye of the storm. Perhaps you feel like the disciples, thinking, "We don't have enough to sustain the people around us. We don't even have enough to sustain ourselves." I wonder what it is that you need, if it's bread and fish or if it's something different, something that might fill your spirit in these times that are challenging. Today I want to encourage you, my friends, to take a break, to be reminded that Jesus rested, that the 7th day of creation was spent as Sabbath because God had created such beautiful creation and needed to take a break. Rest is biblical. Sabbath is biblical. Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith, took a break to be refreshed and rejuvenated, for his well to be filled so that he might share the living water with other people. And so today I just want to encourage you, my friends, to consider the role of Sabbath in your life. If you, like I, feel tired, overwhelmed, overextended, if you need a little bit of time to do something that helps you to feel rejuvenated, to recognize God's Spirit pouring those gifts into you and making space for you to simply be, I want to encourage you in that practice this week. May you know that God is with you, whether you are moving about or listening for that still small voice in a quiet place. God is part of all of it. Taking a break doesn't make us selfish, and taking a break isn't doing nothing, but just being reminded that God is with us in all times and that Sabbath is holy. Amen.